Hi, my name's Jack Perks and I'm a wildlife photographer and cameraman, and today I'm going to be giving you an honest review of the H60 Apeman Trail camera. So what are my first impressions? Well, it's lightweight, it's, you know, how a trail cam should look in proportion. Camera's front facing, and if we turn it around onto the back, you've got a little plate to screw in a tripod fixture and another little bracket on the bottom there, so whether you're tying it to a tree or putting it into a little tripod bracket or something like that. So that all looks good. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll open it up and we'll have a look how the settings are and see how easy they are to grasp. So to unlock it, you just push these clips up and then you can get into the camera. You've also got a little hole to put a padlock on if you choose. So to open up to put batteries, you pull this little lever, this plate comes off, and that's where you put your AA batteries. I'd suggest using rechargeables if you're going to use it a lot, but you can use one-use batteries as well, and this takes 8 of them. And then the plate just goes back on nice and easy. Push it down, should give you a little click, you know that's in place. Now Apeman also give you a 16GB micro SD, so this is nice and simple, and you can just push this into the camera, and again you'll hear a little click when you know it's nice and secure. Now it's pretty simple on-off setup, so off for off, on for on. So when you're recording in the field, you just switch it on and away you go, it'll start recording straight away. You don't need to do anything else. But if you want to set up the settings, then you go to setup. So let's say you've already recorded, you press replay and this will show you the shots that you've already done. Now if you look in the top right corner, it will tell you how many shots have been triggered. So in this case 88, so I know there's quite a few shots of wildlife on there, and you can use the arrows to scroll through, nice and easy. When you've picked a shot that you want to look at, you press OK and it will play it, and you can press OK again to pause it. Let's say you want to delete that shot, you press menu and it will give you the option to delete. To go back, you press menu. Again, nice and simple. Now if you go onto mode, this will give you the options for different settings, whether you want it on stills, or you want it on full HD or 8MB. I would recommend full HD, but again it largely depends what you really want from the camera. If you press shot, that'll start recording straight away, and you can see the timer going in the top right corner. So you might want to test out a shot on location just to make sure it's the right composition and exposure. Now menu is where all the nitty gritty bits are, so if you want to change your mode, your photo size, video size, how long you want it to record for, how many pictures you want it to take, all of these sort of settings are in here, and that's where the nitty gritty of it all is. And again, it's really easy to scroll through, you can just click in and adjust as you see fit. So once all that's done, you can close the camera up and essentially you're ready to go. So the controls are pretty simple and it's fairly easy to get in there and set that all up. But what does the footage look like? Well, here's some stuff I've captured already. Okay, so I'm just going to get some negatives out the way first, but overall it wasn't too bad. The first thing is moisture. Now the camera does not handle rain or snow particularly well from my experience. When it rained, a lot of water droplets went onto the lens. Now this could be easily solved if they just push the lens back a little bit like some other trail cameras do. So it means that if a water droplet goes on there, you're missing shots of wildlife. The camera will still trigger, but you can't see them very well. The other water issue, which I don't know if anyone else has had with the H60, is that when I opened it up, there was water in there. Now not a lot, but just a few droplets. And you can imagine, if your camera's out in the field for a month, 2 months, and there's moisture in there, it might get to the card, the electronics, the batteries. So I don't know if that's just my camera or if that's all of them. So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts if you used that and had that problem. But apart from the water issues, I was very impressed with the camera. Now the detecting was brilliant. Whether it's a little mouse that's going by, it picks it up straight away, or whether it is an animal quite far away. Even if it's in thick undergrowth, you can see this muntjac deer going by past all that bracken and stuff, and the camera still picked it up. So I was quite happy with that. And overall, the exposure was pretty good. Now you can look in the blacks, and this is where the camera fails a little bit. You can see that it is a bit kind of almost pixelated, but overall the exposure is not bad. The highlights aren't too bad where the light's hitting the subjects and the ground and whatnot. Now focusing was pretty good. I have to say, I can't say that was bad at all. If you look far away, it's relatively in focus, and if the animal, again like this muntjac deer, comes in very close, it's relatively in focus. So I was impressed by that. And the audio is not bad. You're probably not going to use the audio for most of these kind of shots, but it wasn't too bad either. 1080p is pretty standard for trail cams. They can go up to 4K, although for general users 4K is probably way more than you're going to need anyway. And it's also 20 megapixel stills, which again should be all right. What do I personally think of the footage? I mean, I'm a picky cameraman. It ain't great, if I'm completely honest with you. I don't think that the footage looks fantastic, but you have to ask yourself, why are people using trail cams? And the main reason people use trail cams is for surveillance. They're trying to find out what wildlife is in their back garden, in their local woodlands. Will this trail cam perform that function? Yes, it will. Will it perform it where the images are absolutely outstanding? No, but they don't need to be. If you just want to find out that you've got hedgehogs in your garden, it doesn't need to be a 4K shot of its arsehole. You just need to get a shot of it walking past the camera. So in my opinion, 70 quid or around about that for what you pay for it, it's a bargain. It's a good deal. If you think about it, you could get a camera that's a lot better, but you're going to be paying 2-3 times the price of what you'd pay for this camera. Given the choice, would I rather have 3 Apeman H60s or one good, well, relatively good trail cam? I'd rather go for 3 Apeman 360s. It's going to be far more useful for me as a camera operator to have 3 cameras out there telling me where the animals are, what time they're coming out, than it is to just have one decent one. So would I recommend the Apeman H60? If you just want to find out what wildlife you've got in your local area, hell yeah, it's a great camera at a great price. So there's a link down below, you can check that out, you can buy that. Hopefully you found this review relatively useful. I try and be honest with it. If I don't think it's very good, I'll tell you that. I've just been what I thought on this camera. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I don't do many reviews, maybe I'll do some more, we'll see. But thanks for watching, cheers.